Today we're going to try out these primers here from Argentina and see if they're any good, and that's coming up next here on Jesse Be Outdoors. Welcome back everybody, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell, leave a comment down below if you like videos like this. So if you guys saw some of my Republic ammunition videos, you guys saw I picked up a bunch of these Argentina primers. I picked up about 3,000 of them total, and we're going to try them out today and see how they work. What we're going to do is I'm going to load these up here in my hand primer. I'm going to show you guys if they're easy or hard to hand prime. Then I'm going to get them loaded up, and what we're going to do is I'm going to load up a 109mm, and we're going to put them through my Glock 19, and we're going to do 140 and do them in my Glock 22 and see if they fire outside. Those are my two most reliable guns. Now for the 9mm, if they don't go off, we'll try them a second time. If they don't, I'll bring my Beretta 92 FS out that's hammer fired to see if they'll fire through those. I only got 140 Smith & Wesson, so if they don't fire in the Glock, they're probably not going to fire. But let's get these loaded up in the hand primer and see how they prime. Alright, now we got my tray here for my Frankfurt Arsenal hand primer here. We'll pop these out of the sleeve here. And it looks like, even though the sleeve is tight, they are going in every direction, but an easy one to do a flip in the tray and not have to mess with it. So we'll put them in the tray, flip them over here, and I'll shake them and get them all straight. Now you can see we got them all in the tray right here. I'm going to put this into my hand primer here. And what I do is I always have these little containers, and I hand prime all my rounds. So what I do is I put them in there and then get the hand primer unlocked here. Then we'll get this going here, and I'm not going to show you all 100 of them. I might fast forward through it, but let's check and see how they feel here. That one went in nice and easy. Let's do a couple more here just to see, and then I'll do the 100, and I'll come back and show you them all. I don't feel any roughness going in at all. They seem to be going in nice and smooth. All the primer pockets on these have been cleaned out. I've shot these multiple times. I don't keep track. Handgun rounds, you can shoot the shells as many times as you want. Usually never have an issue with them. Just make sure you check them beforehand or while you're reloading. Make sure there's no cracks or very big dents in them. But that seems to be going pretty good in. Nice, easy, and smooth, and I like that. So what I'm going to do is finish up this 100, and I'll come back and show you them. Now I got 100 of them loaded up here. We'll take a look at them here. You can see they look good. It looks like I might have to adjust my seating depth just a little bit on these. They are slightly deadened down there, but they're not dented too bad. But that's what they look like here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to load these up here, and we'll take them outside and try them out. Now I know I'm going to get people commenting on here, those primers suck. Well, we got a little story about why the first shipment that came to the U.S. sucked. Gene reloading from the hot pod, his boss found out that the first shipment that came over, they got contaminated, and that's why they didn't work good. So like I said, we're going to try 100 out in 9mm of these, and then we'll try 100 out in 40 Smith & Wesson, and we'll see how our results are on this. But like I said here, I don't know if you can tell, they're just slightly dented. On my hand primer here from Frankfurt Arsenal, I can adjust the seating depth, so I'm going to have to back that off a little bit. But besides that, they all went in perfectly fine. Let's get outside and shoot these things. Now we're outside to do the first 100 rounds of 9mm. We're using my Glock 19 Gen 5. I've never had an issue gun related with this gun. That's why I want to use this. If you guys saw my previous video where I was coming up with a new combination with these primers and a different bullet, I had some issues with those. So that's why we're doing this 100 rounds here in 9mm in the Glock. That was in my dagger and my other clone project I have. We're going to use a good gun on this. So let's get started here. This is 16 rounds I got loaded up in this right now, and we're just going to shoot at a target and dump the magazine. Alright, first magazine down with no issues. Let's try another one. Alright, magazine number 2. I am going to shoot at different targets every magazine just so I don't get bored. So magazine number 2. Alright, I shot all those just fine out of this one. Magazine number 3 here. Alright, that one went with no issues. Let's move on to the next one. Alright, magazine number 4 here. Let's go for the MGM Coyote. Fired all those just fine. Magazine number 5 here. Let's go for the small silhouette. It looks like it's about ready to fall over. Alright, fired those. Looks like we got one more magazine. Let's try that out. Alright, final magazine here. I'm going to play a little bit with this. Let's go ahead and go for a small bowling pin. Go. Alright. Alright, last magazine, a 9mm. Those all went just fine. That tells me if you got a good gun, they're going to be pretty good here. I don't know why they didn't work all the time in my dagger and in my other Glock clone, but let's grab the 40 count and see how it works in those. Now we got my Glock 22 Gen 4 here, and this is a police trade-in here. Let's dump this first magazine on the MGM Coyote. Alright, fired that first magazine just fine. Magazine number 2 here. Let's go for the MGM Gong here. Alright, fired all those just fine. Magazine number 3 here. We'll go for the big silhouette here. Fired all those just fine. Alright, we got magazine number 4 here. Let's try the small silhouette. Alright, fired all those just fine. Magazine number 5 here. Let's go for the MGM Gong. Fired all those just fine. Now we got magazine number 6 here. Let's go for the silhouette on the stand. Alright, those went just fine. I think I got one magazine left. Let's go ahead and load that up. Alright, this last magazine here only has 10 rounds in it. So just like 9mm, I'm going to have a little bit of fun here. Let's go for the bowling pin. I think all the wood's about knocked out of that. Let's try the small plate. Alright, gopher. And 6-inch. And MGM Coyote. Alright. And it fired all 100 of those just fine. Let's go over my final thoughts here. So what's my final thoughts here on the primers from Argentina? I don't know why, but in my PSA dagger and in my Glock clone project, I had a lot of malfunctions in them. The only thing I can think of is because the striker assemblies are different. My AIM Surplus one has a AIM Surplus striker assembly in it, and of course the dagger one's got a PSA striker assembly in it. Maybe their striker springs aren't as strong as the Glock ones. I don't know. Leave a comment down below. I want to say the Glock ones are a 6-pound. I could be wrong on that. I'll do some research to figure that out. But maybe that's what I have to do with both of those guns, is order some actual Glock striker springs for it to see if they work better with those or not. Because we fired 100 in my Glock 19 Gen 5, and then we shot another 100 in my Glock 22 Gen 4. So 2 different generations Glocks, and we had no issues with them. So my thoughts on the primers is, if you got a good quality gun, more than likely those are going to work just fine for you. But if you got maybe a budget gun, or a build, it just might not work for you that good. But that's my findings from this testing. Make it out what you want with it and make your own decision. So I'd like to thank Missouri Bullet Company once again for the lead for the bullets for all of these rounds I shot today. I'd like to thank Republic Ammunition. That's where I picked up the primers from. Just so you guys know, there are two companies I do highly support. One is local to me and the other one isn't, but they're both great companies to deal with. Don't forget to check the links out down below. Down there I have links to Axle Hearing Protection, Gators Eyewear, and a bunch of other companies I like dealing with. Some of them are affiliate accounts and some got discount codes to save you guys money. So don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave a comment down below. We are one nation under God, and I'll see you all on the next one.